Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be drawing some ears. Yes, some ears, out of spite, because I have an ear infection. So we're going to start with drawing, let's draw a goblin ear first, just because that's probably the most common ear that I do tend to draw. And then we'll try drawing some human ears and probably just some other fantasy ones because they're easier to draw because they don't need to look atomically correct. Right there. Now I should probably make this look actually well. Hold on. If we want the ear to be curved correctly, that is wrong. That is fine. We shall pretend like it is not wrong just for the moment. So we can curve these lines, and then we shall make it better, hopefully. Alright. Erase it, and then write it again, or not write it, then draw it again, but better. Alright. There. And like that. Boom. It's perfect. No, it's not, but this is actually harder to do without having a face drawn. That doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and just draw a human ear. That was ear number 1. We'll try and draw these a little bit bigger too, just to fill up more of the page. But I don't really know. Alright, that's about a human ear shape, right? I do have references, but they're not turned on yet because I wanted to just see what I could do without them first, and then I'll turn them on in like just a minute. I don't really know. Alright. So, I gotta feel my ear gently now. Touch your ear. Okay, I can't really feel the inside of it, but I can feel the outside without hurting myself. Okay, so I have a bit that goes down like this. Not a lot, but just a bit. Then it's very round. There is a dip in my ear, like right there, but that's fine. Okay, can't really touch the inside of my ear, so we're just gonna be guessing on the inside parts. It'll probably be fine. Alright, it's probably connected to this, I would assume. Alright, then go like that, maybe? Maybe I should have made this like a Y? Like clothing folds, kind of? Like how you do those? Maybe? Let's try and erase the inside bits and then get it to look better. Alright, there we go. That's not bad, but it looks off. I don't know entirely what I was supposed to do, but that does look off. That's fine. We're gonna pull the references up, and now we're gonna draw a human ear with references, and see what the difference is. All right. Well, I got the ear shape mostly right. At least I did that. All right. Draw that same circle. We can draw the little outline first, because it'll just be easier if we have a little outline of the ear. Right there. Now, this is kind of a round ear. That's not intentional. It's not meant to be. And we don't want it to be. That was just a little bit of a whoopsie on my part that we're going to correct instead of just accepting. That's fine. Alright, now let's go ahead and go like that. Go like that. Now what? Try to I'm looking at the inside parts of his ear and trying to think of how the hell I'm supposed to draw these. I don't know, because it's kind of weird. It looks like it needs some shading. Am I going to shade it? Nah, because I don't feel like it. And I'm just not gonna do that today. Ain't dealing with their bullshit. Alright, hold on. Let's go ahead and try and make this look all nice and pretty now. Nice and pretty. There we go. Okay. Perfecto. Alrighty. That is good enough. Good enough. Good enough. What now? I don't know. Let's go ahead and just shade this in. I know I said I wasn't going to. I lied. But I mean, I'm not actually doing any shading around the shapes because I didn't want to. Yeah, sure, that's fine. That doesn't look exactly like his ear, but it looks close enough. Alright, let's draw another, let's do like an elf ear this time. Cylinder. Mostly cylinder-shaped cylinder. Right. So if that's where the top's gonna be, it's not. Because we're gonna point the ear up slightly. Alright. There we go. Okay, that's not exactly how we wanted that. I kind of wanted it more like down here. No. Oop, whoopsies. That didn't work. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and draw some of the top of this first. Alright. That looks decent. Now what, though? Well, let's go ahead and go like that. And go like that. Think about the lines, but not too hard because I didn't think about them. I just started putting more lines down. Alright. There, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, now what though? Now, add the little bit right here that I don't actually know why that's on your ear. Possibly just more protection for your inner ear. Just more things in the way of getting in your ear, probably. I've got no clue. Alright. I barely even gave it any, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's gonna be the ear. Yeah, that's good. That's a decent ear. I like that one. We'll go ahead and shade these too. We'll just do this on all the ears. Alright. There we go. That's good enough. What now, though? We can draw another ear, obviously. Well, I'm going to, regardless I'm drawing more ears. I'm just trying to think of what type of ear I want to draw. We could try drawing another human ear. But let's think about this one. I'm joking. I'm just going to immediately start drawing. No thoughts whatsoever. We saw a reference, and now we've got it. We know exactly what ears look like, therefore we no longer need references. That's how it works. Alright. There we go. Oh, we gotta have the little bit that goes in there. Alright, let's see if we can turn this nicer. Alright. Now we got without reference, with reference, and then without reference again, but after drawing with reference. With a break of an elf ear in between. Alright. Go like that. How do we probably just connect this to here and then actually move this line up? Go like that. And then, this to here, this to here, and then go like that to shade in the darker areas. Alright, that's not bad. Definitely not perfect. It's missing something. I just don't know exactly what. Okay, what else could we possibly do? I don't know. I'm having trouble thinking of ears. What if we draw ears from like different perspectives? I never do that. I always draw an ears from like the same perspective anytime I actually give them any detail. And that's because I don't know how to draw ears in perspective, and I didn't grab any references. So, we're gonna wing it. We're gonna draw the back of an ear. Yep. I don't know. I just feel like this will be easy to draw. But, you know, I could also very easily fuck this up somehow. I don't know. Get skinnier down here and, like, this and that. Is that the back of an ear? I don't know. Laughing hurts my ear. That's mostly correct, probably. I don't actually know. Should have grabbed some perspective references. Too late now, because I don't want to do it. Let's pretend like we know what we're doing and just draw some lines. If we pretend, then maybe we'll actually get an ear that looks like an ear. Alright, it's kind of touching the other one, but we're gonna ignore that. What else do you even add to an ear from the side? I don't know. It's got some lines and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It doesn't look like an ear really though. That one doesn't look like an ear. That's fine. Let's draw more fantasy ears because those are more fun to draw. Like this. Let's turn this into an ear. Let's mellow it out just a little bit because I kind of want it a little more mellowed out. Kind of looks like a bird, doesn't it? Alright, and if we're just coming up with stuff, that means we can do whatever we want with the ear. Obviously, there's rules that ears should follow biologically, but who gives a fuck? Not me right now. Not me. Okay, no, this should connect on the bottom, and it should go into this, which shall go into that, which shall go into the upper part that's up here. Alright, and this will go into a bit that's like this. No, maybe, well, it's curved right there, so maybe a curve like a Y over here. No, what if we curve the curve on the Y over here would look better, I think. Maybe. Well, now there's just, I don't know why, that reminded me of a crab, but now there's just a kind of crab looking thing in there. What if we just do some nonsense shapes? Honestly. It's a fantasy here, come on. This is a weird monster. He's not gonna have normal ears. Probably. I don't know. Right, there we go. Boom. Now it's actually not that bad. It's not perfect, but it's not that bad. Let's go ahead and shade in the darker areas, even though I barely know where they are, honestly. Sure, that looks close enough to write. I don't really know. This page is still very empty, but I've drawn a lot of ears. I'm just drawing them kind of small. This looks like a pair of lips. This does not look like an ear. I think I messed that one up just a wee little bit. Let's draw another elf ear. Those ones are easier. Where are we gonna put it? Go away. I want to put it this way, but I can't turn the page. So, let's point the ear up. That's a good idea, me. That's a really good idea. How do I do that? I don't know. Let's do the magical thing called just make it up again. Alright. You know, I kind of want it to curve to a point the other way. No, that's wrong. We gotta erase it so we can try again. I can't tell if I'm talking loud or quiet. I can like barely hear myself. Well, no, I can hear myself, just weirdly hear myself. Right. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. What next? Lines. More lines. And then some more lines. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds about right. Okay. Well, this should probably actually be curved a little bit like this. So we're doing this at a bit of an angle. I'm gonna just move myself over here. So we'll put the bottom of the ear right there. Yep, that looks actually pretty decent. Surprisingly, I was expecting it to look much worse. But how do we do the rest of the ear? That is unknown to me. This kind of looks like an eye right now. I'm not going to draw an eye, but this kind of does look like an eye. Okay, let's just do the shapes we know. Alright, we have done the shapes we know. Does this look like an ear? Yes, this does. This actually looks like a relatively good ear, too. Alright, we'll shade those in. Shade that in, shade that in, shade that in, and shade that in. There we go. We've actually got a pretty decent looking ear. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting this one to look kind of bad. But it's actually not that bad. The little eardrop part, I don't know what this is called. But that's not the best. It's a little big and misshapen. But, what? I just threw my pencil. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Okay. I think I've drawn enough ears. This page is like, it's got a lot of ears on it. Okay, bye-bye. Subscribe and stuff.